if I'm directing something like a trailer, there's usually about 5 or 6 different people down the line, because there's people from publishing and people from marketing and people, and everybody wants their own, has their own take on things, and that's totally fine. So that's my job as a director, to balance all the viewpoints and to kind of act as translator between the devs who have created the game and written the game and have a very specific idea of what they want, and the actors who don't speak dev. So the dev don't speak actor, and the actors don't speak dev. So if a dev says, something about it's an RTS game, that means absolutely nothing to the actor unless they play games. If we talk about cutscenes, that might mean absolutely nothing to the actor if they're not familiar with that. So it's a lot of it is my job to kind of translate what the devs want into what the actor needs to hear to get that performance. There's a lot of that. In between times, I often do a lot of work on the train on the way back and forth. I'm usually working on about 5 projects at the same time at different stages. So if I'm directing in the studio, I've usually got maybe casting for another one, pre-production for another one. I'm doing a lot of emailing. At the moment, so I've just finished one big game, which we're about to go back in and do some more recording for. I've got 2, maybe 3 casting projects, prep for an animated series, prep for another 2 games. Yeah, a lot of my job is kind of balancing things and making sure people have things at different times. I often have a lot of evening meetings, and I might have an evening session. So I might have UK and then I might go home and do 4 hours directing in the evening for LA. An LA time for a completely different game. So it's really, really varied. Because I'm a contractor and a freelancer, I don't work on any one, I don't work for one studio. I work for a lot of different studios, and some of them are AAA and some of them are AA and some of them are micro indie, and they've all got different needs.